Hey guys, welcome back again to another exciting video. Here, in today's video, we will talk about the legendary ghazal singer Jagjit Singh. Therefore, without any further ado, before we begin today's video, if you are new to this channel and like the content what we post, then you should go and hit the subscribe button and push the bell icon so that you will never miss these kind of interesting videos when we upload them. Let's get started. Jagjit Singh, born Jagmohan Singh Dhiman, popularly known as Ghazal King or King of Ghazals, was an Indian ghazal and bhajan singer, composer, and musician. He sang in numerous languages and is credited for the revival and popularity of ghazal as well as bhajan, both being Indian classical art form by choosing poetry that was relevant to the masses and composing them in a way that laid more emphasis on the meaning of words and melody evoked by them. In terms of Indian classical music, his style of composing the Gayaki is considered as Bol Pradhan, on that lays emphasis on words. He highlighted this in his music for films such as Prem Geet in 1981, Earth in 1982, and Saath Saath in 1982, and the TV serials Mirza Ghalib in 1988 and Khakashan in 1991. Jagjit Singh is considered to be the most successful ghazal singer and composer of all times in terms of critical acclaim and commercial success. With a career spanning 5 years decade in many albums, the range and breadth of his work has been regarded as genre-defining. He has also performed deeply devotional bhajans on live concerts such as Hare Krishna live bhajan concerts. His 1987 album Beyond Time was the first digitally recorded release in India. He was regarded as one of the India's most influential artists, with sitar player Pandit Ravi Shankar and other leading figures of Indian classical music and literature. Jagjit Singh voiced his concerns over politicization of arts and culture in India and lack of support experienced by the practitioners of India's traditional art forms, particularly folk artists and musicians. He lent active support to several philanthropic endeavors such as the Library of St. Mary's School in Mumbai, Bombay Hospital, CRY, Save the Children, and ALMA. Jagjit Singh was awarded the Padma Bhushan by the Government of India in 2003 and in February 2014. The government released a set of 2 postal stamps in his honor. Jagjit Singh Dhiman was born at Sri Ganganagar, Rajasthan in India, then the Bikaner state, into a Punjabi Ramghari half Sikh family. His father, Sardar Amar Singh Dhiman, was a surveyor with the government's Public Works Department and hailed from village Dala in Ropar district of Punjab. Educated initially at Khalsa High School and Government College in Sri Ganganagar, Jagjit Singh obtained an arts degree from DAV College, Jalandhar. There, he began his professional career in 1961 by undertaking singing and composing assignments at All India Radio's Jalandhar station. Later, he studied to obtain a postgraduate degree in history from Kurukshetra University in Haryana. Throughout this time, as a consequence of a natural talent that was spotted by his father, Jagjit Singh learned music initially from a visually impaired master of Indian classical music, Pandit Chagan Lal Sharma, and later from Ustad Jamal Khan from Maihar Gharana, who taught and trained him in all the prominent styles of Hindustani classical vocal tradition such as Khayal, Dhrupad, Thumri, and others. Throughout his teenage years, he performed on stage and composed music. Although his father, who was a government employee, had hoped that he would become an engineer, Jagjit Singh pursued his passion for music relentlessly. Like all parents in Indian middle class families, his father aspired for him to become a bureaucrat. However, He also encouraged Jagjit Singh and his siblings to learn music. In March 1965, and without the knowledge of his family, Jagjit Singh moved to Bombay, where there were many opportunities for music artists because of the Hindi film industry. He obtained work initially as a singer of advertising jingles and later progressed to playback singing. Jagjit Singh was still struggling to make a living in 1967 when he met the Bengali-born Chitra Datta. She divorced her husband and married Jagjit Singh in December 1969. Following the birth of their son, Vivek, the couple performed as a singing duo, but it was not until the 1977 release of the album, The Unforgettable, that they found significant and surprising success. In the interval, the primary difficulty for them had been that the ghazal music genre was dominated by Muslim artists and especially those from Pakistan. The Unforgettable, which was the couple's first LP, was an unconventional recording and it turned them into stars. The song Baat Niklegi from the album achieved great popularity for the Singhs. The Independent described it in 2011 and as groundbreaking, it became a transformative before and after milestone in the history of Indian popular and ghazal music. It remains that. Using modern arrangements, it consists of 10 tracks that includes 2 on which they sang as a duo and the remainder equally split them between Jagjit and Chitra singing the lead. The Independent further noted that this format of solo and duet performances from the first commercially successful husband and wife team in Indian popular music proved astonishingly successful. Jagjit Singh explained that I was determined to polish up the genre and make it more acceptable to modern tastes. So, choose simple poems and set them to simple tunes. I also introduced Western instrumentation to make them livelier. Thereafter, the couple worked both on solo and joint musical projects and performed concerts worldwide. There was a success from involvement with the film industry and they amassed considerable wealth. Among their subsequent duo recordings of the 1970s were Shiv Kumar Batalvi, Birhada Sultan in 1978, live in concert at Wembley in 1979 and Come Alive in 1979. Of those released in the 1980s, the latest by Sudarshan Fakir was the best-selling album with his lifetime hit वो कागज की कश्ती वो बारिश का पानी. It was the first album by the duo with poetry of only one poet. Ecstasies in 1984 has also been described as one of their finest. The joint project ceased in 1990 when their 20-year-old son Vivek died in a road accident. Chitra felt unable to sing following these events. Monica, Chitra's daughter from her first marriage, committed suicide in 2009. Although Jagjit Singh continued to work and to have success after Chitra withdrew from public life, he too was affected by the death of Vivek. The Guardian notes that he suffered from deep depression and his anguish was often evident in his live performances. Aside from occupying himself with solo projects which he performed in several languages, he collaborated with Lata Mangeshkar on an album titled Sajda, an Urdu word meaning prostration. Jagjit Singh's work in film encompassed playback singing for productions such as Earth, Saath Saath and Prem Geet. He composed all of the songs for the latter as well as for TV serials Mirza Ghalib that was based on the life of eponymous poet Mirza Ghalib. On 10th May 2007, in the presence of numerous political and diplomatic luminaries at the event held in the Central Hall of the Parliament of India, Jagjit Singh rendered Bahadur Shah Zafar's famous ghazal Lagta Nahi Hai Dil Mera to commemorate the 150th anniversary of the Indian Rebellion of 1857. Jagjit Singh has received a number of awards, among which the list is down below. In the last moments, when Jagjit Singh turned 70 in February 2011 to celebrate his 70th birthday, he committed 70 concerts in different parts of the world. He toured the UK, Singapore, Mauritius, Inter Allies in 2011 and was due to perform with Ghulam Ali in Mumbai but suffered a brain hemorrhage on 23rd September 2011. He was in coma for over 2 weeks and died on 10th October at Leelavati Hospital in Mumbai. He was cremated the following day at Chandawadi Crematorium near Marine Lines in Mumbai. A number of tributes have been paid to Jagjit Singh after his death, and some tried to cash in on his popularity, which was criticized by his wife. And as a legacy, a biography of Jagjit Singh entitled Beyond Time, based on about 40 hours of interview with him, was released in 2012. It was transcribed and edited by Ashrani Mathur. A biopic documentary by the name of Kagaz Ki Kashti has been made on the life journey of Jagjit Singh, who broke through the norms and revolutionized the ghazal scenario. The film traces the struggle and stardom in his musical career, the love and loss in his personal life, and the scope and limitation in the music scenario of the times. The film, directed by Brahmanand S. Singh, is currently available on Amazon Prime Video in India. Well, that was a short biographic story of Jagjit Singh. We hope you have liked today's video. If you have any queries, then feel free to contact us. You will find the contact details down in the description. If you have liked today's video, then don't forget to drop a like to it and share it with your family and friends so that even they get to know about Jagjit Singh. To be notified when we upload these kind of videos, you should go and hit the subscribe button and push the bell icon. You can follow us over Facebook and Instagram for more updates. Links are in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video very soon. Till then, you can watch the rest of the videos which are going to appear right now here on the screen. Enjoy it.